Righty, guys. So we can go ahead and we will dive in today. So thank you both for being here for starters. I appreciate your time. So what we're going to do today for KWB orientation is we're really just going to take a really close look at kwbresources.com, which I think I would have shared with both of you by now over time. It is our market center website. If you're not familiar with this website, that's part of today. So we'll get a little bit more comfortable using it because there's a lot of great resources on here for you by both to be using. So we'll go ahead and just kind of dissect again that first. The website is going to be kwbresources.com. And that is going to be where you guys can find not only our trainings and events that we've got coming up, but lots of important numbers, some forms as well, access to different things. So when you do navigate to kwbresources.com, this is going to be the homepage that you will arrive to. The first thing we're going to do today is we're going to take a look at this new agent tab, as it will be the most relevant information for you guys. So the first little bit, once you open up here, we are going to click on the Getting Started under Learn More on this left-hand side. If you were to click on that, it will actually open up a little PDF breakdown that just kind of explains the onboarding process, with which both of you are now completely through. So congratulations, new agents at the office. But this does kind of give you some insight as to what you could have expected, people you can expect reaching out to you. The reason we share this is because not always is everyone in the room all the way through their onboarding process. Sometimes we catch people in the middle of the process, but really at the bottom, even though you guys are through your onboarding, there are some things you guys can look at doing immediately. The first obviously being to get through this website together. We'll kind of look at it, get it comfortable utilizing it because you want to know where all those resources are. The next is checking out the office calendar, which we will do together today as well. Joining Ignite, which I know that we've got somebody currently in it, and we've got someone looking forward to September, which is amazing. The great news about Ignite is it does not need to be completed chronologically. So even if you started towards the end of this round of Ignite, you're welcome to catch up on any sessions that you have missed in the next round, starting in September. And you can maintain that same graduation checklist that you're already holding on to. And then that one, you'll just be able to fill in all those gaps, basically. We also have a couple Facebook pages that I will share with you guys today that I highly recommend being part of. Attending office meetings, which you guys are already doing very consistently, so we appreciate that. And then the last one is to register your vehicle with Torrington Preferred Parking. So if you guys have not done so already, there is a link here at the bottom of the page that I usually recommend you guys check out. Once you click on it, it will open straight to the Preferred Parking website for you. It's a very simple process. All you're going to do is you'll be able to see on this map here, we are Torrington 2. But once you guys go through, it will ask you just to create a quick login. You can use your KW email. You can use a Gmail account as well if you prefer that. But just create a quick login. It will allow you to register up to 3 vehicles under the same tag. So that's an easy way for you guys to register spouse vehicles, anything like that, just in case you ever are driving something other than your daily car. It will ask you what building number you're part of. We are building 2. Again, you can kind of reference that on the map here. But also we do have, you'll be able to select your employer as well. And then when you scroll a little bit further, that's when you register the vehicle information. This is free for you guys to do. So it's just something I recommend. I've personally not seen anybody towed, but I would hate for me to tell you that and then for you guys to be the first. So I would recommend just go ahead and knock that out, because especially if you plan on being here on a fairly consistent basis, which we hope you are, that's something I do encourage you guys to do. Once you get that pass, it will actually be brought back to the office, hand delivered. It will be set in your mail folder, which I know, Valmont, you are well aware of where your mail folder is now. So D'Amico, if you're not familiar with a mail folder, there's a room just to the right of Miss Sue at the front desk. It's got a purple wall, kind of similar in color to this one here. And we have filing cabinets that are alphabetized by your last name. So you'll be able to open up your file cabinet and then find your file folder, and any mail that's been delivered to the office on your behalf will be planted right there for you. Hello, Miss Alicia. And then you'll be able to retrieve any of that mail. Same thing goes for packages. Anytime you have a package that's delivered to the office, Sue will actually usually send you an email when that's delivered. A couple of the more important things, licenses, also checks, anything like that. She'll usually shoot you a quick email just so you're aware, but that's where you'll be able to find any mail that's ever directed to the office, including your parking pass. And so I did not preface by saying that you guys are welcome to shout out questions at any point during this. I do go a little bit fast, mainly just because I talk a little bit fast. So I apologize if I lose anybody. Feel free to scream out your questions. I know I'll forget mine by the end if I wait. So feel free to jump in whenever you have a question top of mind. On the right-hand side here, we're just back to that new agent tab. You'll go under the basic training. If we select the learn more option here, this actually will take us to Scott Leroy's website. So Scott Leroy Marketing, for those of you who do not know, are the ones who created your technology setup here. They're our third-party marketing consultant, and they're very amazing resource to use. They've got a fantastic team that is constantly working to help you guys and assist you through your technology, whether that's troubleshooting or trying to teach you guys how you can use it at a higher level. Very similar to what Jules and Leah offer in-house. They both actually have a background with Scott Leroy Marketing, so they're very knowledgeable as well. But I just try to show you a couple of things because we could easily get lost on this page just going down a rabbit hole of all the amazing things that they offer. The first thing I like to point out, just because we happen to drop right here on the search bar, is if you guys are ever looking to create a QR code for a flyer, for a business card, anything like that, if you just search QR right here in that search field, you guys can actually create a free QR code and you'll get that back to you usually within an hour. So that's a tool that I always recommend you guys check out if you're ever looking to do that. It's as simple as just sharing your email, your name, and then you'll give the URL that they're looking for. And then they ask you a fun question about what's your favorite dinosaur, make sure that you are not a robot. But then once all that is done, they will send it right back to you via email. And it's super easy to then drag and drop into your marketing piece. The next thing I do like to share with you guys is under this agent resources tab. If you guys drop down one lower, you'll see training and then training calendar. When you guys click on that, it will ask you for your market center number. And that is going to be 350. That's a number that you will see repeated several times over if you've not already noticed it. So that will be our market center number moving forward anytime you're asked that question. But once you do type in the market center number, this will actually open up to a wonderful training calendar. So in case maybe the Tech Tuesdays that we offer from 1 to 2 every Tuesday, maybe Tuesdays are not a great day. I have another job that I'm balancing, or, maybe I've got to grab my kiddos early, so it's just not a great day. Scott Leroy Marketing actually offers live tech trainings Monday through Friday from 1 to 2 o'clock. So maybe if Friday was a better day, but we don't offer them in the actual office, this is a great way for you guys to get plugged into some tech training, but also do a live class. I know that a lot of times that's what I hear is, sometimes people do really well with the tutorials, like a YouTube thing, but it's really helpful sometimes to be doing the live class because you can ask questions as they come up and really engage with the instructor. So if that's of interest to you guys, that is something I absolutely recommend looking at. They do various topics, just as Jules and Leah do, ranging just from basics in Command, basics in Command, basics in DocuSign, all the way to actually focusing in and honing down your Facebook ads, or trying to talk to you about DocuSign, specifically how to do something in DocuSign. So there's a lot of phenomenal material here, and something I absolutely recommend you check out if you've ever got any interest in doing it. Another thing too is that Jules and Leah have an amazing curriculum that they cover over several weeks, but sometimes maybe they've already touched on DocuSign and they're not going to talk about it for the next 2 weeks, but you really want to learn something now. That's a great opportunity for you guys to get plugged into an additional training on top of your Tech Tuesdays that's focused a little bit more around what your immediate need is. So again, that's under the agent resources. You would go down to training and the training calendar. On the right-hand side, the other thing I like to share before we navigate back to KWB resources is under the store option here. If you just clicked on store, it will take you to a website called agentstore.com. So through our partnership with Scott Leroy, we also have access to Agent Store, which is a phenomenal tool for anybody who is looking to grab name tags or business cards. It's one that I absolutely recommend, mainly because it's quick and easy. So if you're maybe not the most creative individual, there's no shame in that, but I just want to plug and play. I want to be done with it real quick. They have some pre-done templates for KW on here. All you have to do is say that you're with Keller Williams, say your market center number, and they'll open up a pre-done template for you where you just drag and drop your information. It's super quick and easy, and they've got several different templates for you to choose from. But at the very end of it, when you guys actually get to the checkout portion, that's why I always talk about it, is their price point's highly competitive. I was able to order 500 business cards just for myself for $39. So that's something that you might not see going through Canva or Vistaprint. However, you're welcome to explore your options. There's nothing wrong with going a little bit more of a creative route, if you will, and coming up with something unique for yourself. However, again, just an option to share with you guys, mainly because of the price point. But One thing to note as well is if anyone is a provisional broker in the room, you guys do need to get the BIC approval on your design. So just make sure that before you guys hit print, I want you guys to make sure that you just check in with Tasha or Sabra to make sure that your design is good to go. I would just really hate for anybody to print something and then find out after the fact that there was something missing that legally needed to be on there. Don't want anyone wasting their money or ending up in real estate jail. So that is something that I highly recommend checking out. And then obviously just sharing that design lastly with Tasha or Sabra just to make sure it's good to go. It is almost always good to go right away, but I don't want to be the reason you go to real estate jail. So I will close out of this tab. Again, that's all through Scott Leroy's website, but there's so much more to share there. I just don't have enough time with you guys today. So we're going to focus mainly on KWB resources. But I encourage you to explore that in your free time. If you do scroll a little bit further down, you will come across our Facebook pages. These top two are our most active Facebook pages, so those are the ones I usually will share with you. What I will say is before we really get a little bit further in with what these Facebook pages entail, is that there are multiple ways on this website to pull to the same information. So I will try to show you guys the most convenient way as we're going through, because I don't want you guys to have to remember like, oh, she scrolled and then she clicked there and then she clicked there. I'm gonna try and show you the easiest way to get to all this information. So the first one for Facebook, if you guys just hit that Facebook icon up at the top, that's the quickest way to get to that top Facebook page. The top Facebook page is going to be an internal Facebook page of just Keller Williams Valentine leadership and our Keller Williams Valentine agents. So it's a great way for you guys to get connected with all of our wonderful agents here, even if they're not physically in the office. Sorry, I do think that nobody is on Zoom right now that I can see. Oh, well, actually, we do have some Zoom people. They were not there a second ago. So I'm going to change my microphone because I think it might not be working for them as I'm looking around. So give me just a second. But as I mentioned, it is a phenomenal Facebook page for you guys to take a look at. It does allow you guys the opportunity to connect with people who are not currently in the office. It also allows you guys the opportunity to kind of just ask questions. We kind of pride ourselves, and very happily so, that we are a very collaborative office. So if you guys have questions, if you're looking for maybe something that you didn't see in MLS, but you've got a buyer who's looking for something under 350,000, you need an acre of land and it's kind of hard to find and just nothing came up in MLS, say that there. Anybody will tell you right away, hey, I've got something coming soon. Let me shoot you some details. So it's a great way for you guys to get plugged in with each other. I'm also on there constantly sharing about events and trainings that we've got coming to the office. So it's an easy way for you guys to stay on top of what's going on in the market center. And it's a super, super simple way for you guys to get signed up to then join any of those events of interest, because I will share not only a flyer and a class description in each of my posts, but I will also share any registration links that you guys need to be able to sign up for that training. So this is a great one and probably the most active of all of our Facebook pages. The next below is a little bit similar in concept. It is another internal Facebook page. It is our agents, but also our strategic vendor partners. So here at KWB, we do partner with some wonderful vendors. They've all been vetted by a KWB agent. So if you guys are looking to get plugged in with different vendors, get to know them, get to shop around some quotes for your clients, that's an easy way to do it. They're all on there kind of monitoring, trying to, communicate with you guys about deals and different things that they offer. They'll talk about the different services that they're launching if they've not done it before. So it's a great way for you guys to stay on top of that. And a little bit lower down on the page, we do come across our Kellerisms. So I will not click on our Kellerisms today, but if you did click on it, it would open another PDF as a separate page here. And that would just detail all of the language you hear at KWB. So one of the wonderful things about KW culture is we do kind of have our own language, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. It can be a little confusing. So if you guys are ever looking to get some insight as to what something you're hearing might mean, that's a really great way to see all of the terminology you'll come across in KW culture, a little bit better explained more in real world terms. So I highly recommend checking that out. You're always welcome to ask us as leadership team what something it means when you come across it, because we're happy to help. But if it's 3 a.m. and I'm not available, that's a great way for you guys to check as well. And just a little bit further down here, we do have access to answers.kw.com. So answers.kw.com is actually a website that is built up of frequently asked questions about Command. So Command is, if for those of you who are not comfortable or familiar with it quite just yet, Command is our CRM here. So it is not only something that you are going to be logging your transactions into, as well as submitting commission requests. This is also a tool that has been built up significantly, I will say, over the past several years by KW. So now there are also elements to it where you can actually leverage portions of your business through Command very easily. So it kind of, set something up real quick and then you never have to think about it again, and it'll just automatically roll emails to your clients. There's a lot of great things that Command can do. But if you guys do have questions about how to use it, even on a basic level or maybe a more highly functioning level, you guys can always check answers.kw.com, because like I said, if reading especially is a great way for your learning style, if you like to be able to actually read through how to do something, that's a great way for you guys to get immediate answers. They also share screenshots with everything that they're doing. So it's not just talking about it. There are pictures as well to help give you some insight when you go to replicate on your end. But it's another resource for you guys when trying to understand the technology here. If maybe Jules and Leah aren't teaching a class because it's a Wednesday and I just need some quick help, that's a great tool. There's also a sister website to answers.kw.com called ideas.kw.com. And that one is entirely built up of your suggestions, if you will. So they're constantly looking for feedback so that they can be improving Command consistently throughout the years. So if you guys are looking at it and you're thinking, well, this could be so much better if it was just tweaked ever so slightly, maybe if that button was available on this page as well, that's a really great way for you guys to share that feedback, because they want to know so that they can start implementing some of those changes with different updates. So whether that means you are from another firm and this is your first time using Command, or this is your first time in real estate altogether, they do want Command to be as user-friendly as possible. So feel free to share your feedback as you guys get comfortable using the platform. Just a little bit further down, we do have some access to our Ignite materials, but we also have access to Ignite materials through the training calendar. So I'll share that with you in just a moment. And we will come across an opportunity to get to the training calendar. But like I said, we're going to go a much easier route that doesn't involve so much scrolling. And then at the very bottom here, there's some insight on how to book a conference room. So here at KWB, we do have several different conference rooms. I believe we've got 6, and they do vary in their capacity. So we've got any that are smaller from 4 people all the way up to 10 people in the Susan George room. So if you guys are ever looking to utilize one of the conference room spaces, you are welcome to do so. We usually recommend that you use those mainly for client consultations, for coaching conversations, anything that really kind of involves another person. If you guys are really just looking for some quiet, independent workspace, we usually encourage, if there's a vacant cubicle, you're welcome to stay there. You're welcome to use the hub as well, or even the training room when it's not currently in use. So there's a lot of opportunity for you guys to get some of that quiet space to work independently. We try to keep those conference rooms on rotation for more collaborative efforts, but they are here for you guys to reserve. We do try to keep them about 2 hours per booking for you guys, just because that keeps them on rotation for all of our agents here. So you will notice that when you go into this website, but if you were to click on register, it will take you to a website called skeda.com. Once you guys are at Skeda, again, make a quick login. I recommend using your KW email just because it's that much easier to remember. All of my stuff is KW when I'm in the office. And then it's a very easy spreadsheet tool to work with. So on the left-hand axis, you'll be able to see all of the time slots. And up top, you'll also be able to see all of the different conference rooms as well as the capacity that they hold. So it's easy for you guys to see who's already got a booking slot for the day and then be able to decide what conference room will best fit you. So something I highly recommend utilizing. And if you guys have any difficulty ever booking a conference room, please let me know. I am an admin on that page as well, so I'm able to go in on the back end and assist you guys if you ever have any difficulty. So that was, again, just all under that new agent tab right there. So we're going to scroll through here and I will show you just a little bit more. So we're just back to the home page now. As you guys scroll a little bit further, you will come across our wonderful leadership team. You'll be able to see what each of us does here at KWB, as well as our contact information. So if you guys are looking to get in touch with anybody, especially maybe you haven't made a connection with Michelle just yet, but you have a conversation that you want to have about coaching with her, her contact information is posted there, as well as her role, just to make sure that you're sure that that's who you want to be reaching out to. But of course, if you guys are ever having a difficult time figuring out who to reach out to about a specific question you have, you're always welcome to email me. I'm happy to then kind of relay the message to who's supposed to get it. I'll help connect those dots for you, or if I know the answer, I'll be able to just answer it right there for you. So keep me in mind if you guys are ever looking for anyone specific. Just a little bit further down, it does say our can't miss video of the week, but ironically enough, this video has been so popular that we do keep it posted here over time. This is a video that Jules and Leah actually put together themselves. It is a 25-minute ultimate overview of Command and DocuSign. It explains how the two communicate together, how to get everything set up and linked. So that's a great resource for you guys, especially when you're first starting out. If you've not opened up Command or DocuSign yet, I would always recommend getting comfortable with it before you have a client, just because it saves like the
frenzy, right? You don't want to have to be panicking in the end. So if you guys would like to get a little bit of insight now as to how you guys can operate the two together, I would highly recommend checking out that video, and it's super conveniently located. As you guys go on and realize that you've got maybe a couple additional questions beyond just what that video covers, Jules and Leah do have several other videos as well to help explain and share how to do something. So you can always reach out to them, and they may have a video they can share back with you so that you're able to replicate on your side. And just a little bit further down here, we do have our office training calendar. So if you guys are ever looking for what's happening next in the market center, or you want to start planning out, next week I'll be home from my vacation. What can I do next week to really get the ball rolling? This is a great way for you guys to see everything all at once that we've got coming into the market center. You'll be able to see special events, but you'll also be able to see a lot of those trainings and activities that we offer. And I know it will look like some stuff is getting chopped off here, but if you do click on any of it, it will break down with a full class description. You'll even be able to scroll down and see the registration links if there are any. And I do always recommend check this out because it's a great way for you guys to really get plugged in, start learning some vital information. Also, what I will say is that I manipulate the calendar very often. I kind of am the overseer of the calendar, if you will. So if you guys are noticing that you've got any questions about anything, or maybe something looks like it got left out for any reason, just reach out to me because I can easily make adjustments to the calendar, and it will translate live to this calendar as well. So you'll be able to see those immediately. But we do have a ton of great stuff coming this month, lots of lunch and learn. So if you guys are into free lunch and a little bit of education, there's lots to offer. I'm just saying. As you scroll a little bit further down here, we do have just a couple of our recurring meetings highlighted. You'll notice that we do have ALC meetings, team meetings, and Tech Tuesdays are constantly happening in our office here. And ironically enough, they all fall on Tuesdays. So our ALC meetings are the third Tuesday of every month. Our team meetings are the second and fourth Tuesday of every month. And our Tech Tuesdays are every Tuesday of the month. So there's a lot of great stuff going on here. This just kind of gives you a quick blurb about what each is about, and it kind of explains where you guys can find it on the calendar. Our team meetings are something that I highly recommend if you've not been to one yet. They're a lot of fun. We get the whole room filled, so it's a lot of fun in here if you guys want to hang out with us. They're also available through Zoom as well. So maybe if you guys are preoccupied at home or maybe at work and you can't quite cut out, but you do have an opportunity to listen in, you're welcome to do so. And if not, we do also have an opportunity for you guys to preview the information after the fact. So I will share that with you guys. Woof. I can never talk when I'm up here. But I will share that with you guys as we get a little bit further in here today. If you continue scrolling down, you do come across Sabra and Tasha's information. So you'll be able to see our wonderful broker in charge, Miss Sabra, and our BIC associate, Miss Tasha Viney. So both of these women are very, very patient, kind, helpful, all the things. They are so phenomenal and very knowledgeable individuals. So if you guys ever have questions, they are here to assist you however they can. Sabra Romeo, I will say our wonderful BIC, is not commonly in the office. She actually has been staying since COVID. She's actually lived with her mom. Her mom just turned 100. So I know, isn't that amazing? So she has been home living with her mother, taking care of her mom for a while. So it's just been safer and easier for her not to have to commute to the office all the time. But that is exactly why Miss Tasha has stepped up in a lot of ways. And she's actually got posted office hours. So she's here 3 days a week at the very least. So if you guys ever need to have a question, you just want to do a quick pop by to ask, Tasha Viney will be in the office. Her office hours are posted right here, and her office is actually just outside this door to the right behind those high top tables. So she's easy to spot. Her door is always open if you guys have those questions. And then both of their contact information is posted as well. So if you guys are going on to try and get the business card approval, I honestly would recommend put both of them on the email, because maybe if Sabra doesn't have a chance to see her email, Tasha may have already. So you just have a higher likely chance of getting them to respond to you just a little bit faster so you can make that purchase. But those are two wonderful individuals to know and to get comfortable and build relationships with. They're amazing. And then also, just in addition to their information, we do have this option. I can't talk. We do have this posted as well here. And this is in regards to renewing your license. So whether you're North Carolina or South Carolina licensed, if you guys have any questions, because I know a lot of us are newly licensed. So next year, when it comes time to renew everything, if you've got any questions, these are actually some PDFs that you can click on, and it explains like an overview of how to go and check, make sure you got your CE in. It shows you where everything is, what websites to visit to check different things. And it's just an easy way to stay on top of all your stuff, because I know that that's got to be like slightly stressful for you guys to remember all the other things, right? So Then we also have our ALC here, our Agent Leadership Council. So these wonderful individuals represents different committees here at KW Ballantyne, and they're actually all dedicating a little bit more of their time on top of their successful businesses to try to better Ballantyne and make it an amazing place to be. So we're constantly trying to improve Ballantyne and do different things to really make it exciting and fun for our agents. We are very big on the culture and community of this office. So if you guys are ever interested in the conversations that some of these committees are having, these are all of our wonderful agents representing different committees. It'll tell you what committee they serve. It'll explain who they are and also their contact information. Right now, we've got 3 different committees. We have our growth committee, which focuses on passive income and profit share. So if you guys do want to build downline, so you can get Jess Peg, one of our agents, she refers to as mailbox money. She didn't have to do anything. It just mystically shows up in the mail sometimes, which is not a bad thing. So if you guys would like to have conversations about that, how you guys can build your own downline, the growth committee would be incredible individuals to get to know. We also have social and KW Cares, and that committee represents one, the charity organization that we kind of will donate towards throughout the year. That's available at different events. You'll see that there are opportunities to donate for KW Cares, and as well as per transaction if you really wanted to get super charitable. But they also do the social committee, so they're a little bit of both. And the social committee plans all of our fun parties and events. So how could you not like social committee? And then the last one you'll see here is career development and DEI. So career development focuses on bringing in all of our amazing trainings and events. So if you guys are looking to maybe, hey, I haven't seen a class on finances in a couple weeks even. I kind of scrolled through the calendar. I didn't see anything was posted there, but I would just love an opportunity to get to know how I can start outright, organize everything correctly, and tell Amber and Oksana about that. And they will bring it up to leadership and they'll coordinate with us to get another finance class brought in. So it's that simple. You guys can just share your suggestions, or maybe just say like, hey, I love what you guys have been doing. You can even just pop in just to observe and hear the conversations they're having. Each of these committees will meet once a month, and that will all be posted to the training calendar. So you'll be able to see that as well. And just a little bit further down, we do have our wonderful productivity coaches here. So as you guys know, we do offer 3 pillars of mentorship. When you are brand new to this office and you come in, we do try to give you as many resources as possible so that you have the utmost opportunity for success right out the gate. So one of those pillars of mentorship is your productivity coach. Your productivity coach is here to help you guys to strategize, to goal set, and how to tackle and achieve those goals. So they're here to help you guys set up your business and set up your business right. They will go over different scripts with you as well. They're here to really encourage you guys to lead gen. And most importantly, they're here to help hold you guys accountable. I feel like that's probably the biggest thing in life in general, no matter what career you're in. It's really easy to set goals, and it's even easy sometimes to push towards those goals. But eventually, sometimes you may find yourself falling away from the habit. So they're here to help continue to hold you accountable and push you towards it so that they can see that come to fruition for you. So they're phenomenal individuals. Each of you will get assigned to a coach as part of the onboarding process. Again, brand new agents. So please be on the lookout for the email from Lynn Davis. If you've not already seen it, she should be reaching out to you guys and asking you what time of week would be the best of our options for you guys to meet with a coach. And then she'll get you assigned to that group based off of your schedule. And a little bit further down, we also have our T group partners. These are our second pillar of mentorship here. So combined with your coach, now you're also going to be getting a lot of conversations about the different forms and the contracts that you're going to be working with. I know it's not only important for you guys to understand them, but it's also important that you can communicate their importance to your clients. So as you guys are getting comfortable in the office, you will meet weekly with your T group partner. Your T group partner is actually going to chunk down the content of those forms and contracts. So it's a much more digestible amount. It's not going to be as overwhelming as like slapping down, like, here's all the contracts for a North Carolina listing. Good luck. They're going to actually go through it with you guys, explaining it step by step. And they're going to be able to take all those questions that you may have about it live. And you'll be meeting actually with your entire T group, which is great. But again, just a phenomenal resource to have because they're all very knowledgeable and seasoned agents. Something I do recommend, and I try to encourage you guys to do, is your T group partner is a phenomenal tool for you. So in the event that maybe it's not a crisis like legal matter with my transaction, you guys can actually go to your T group partner first and ask them the questions maybe that you're having with your specific transaction, and they're happy to assist you. If they don't know the answer, they'll then tell you, maybe you should ask Sabra that question instead. But it's a great way for you guys to have like kind of a one stepping stone before Sabra, because Sabra does oversee 500 agents, whereas your T group partner partners are managing closer to 50. So it's a little bit easier and you just have an easier time maybe reaching out. Again, Sabra is very, very responsive. I'm not trying to make it sound like she's not. She's amazing. But I do just want you guys to have multiple options, because in the event that you haven't heard back from someone, I want you to be able to have others to turn to as well. And scrolling just a little bit further, we do have our third and final pillar of mentorship here, and that is our first step partner. So our first step partners are great tools again as well. They're really predominant in your first 90 days here, but you'll be assigned one in addition to your T group partner. And your first step partner is really just going to be checking in, seeing how you're doing, how you're acclimating to the office. Are you enjoying things? Do you have any questions that they can help with? So they might not be looking at the specific contract questions. That would be something filtrated to your T group partner, but your first step partner will be here to assist you guys. If you've got like, hey, can you remind me again where the mailroom was? Liz mentioned it had a purple wall, but the only purple wall I've seen is in the training room. Anything like that, they're here to help you. We kind of consider them like our office experts. They also will be sharing with you a 30, 60, 90 ramp up checklist. That will come to you through email. It will be a Google sheet. And that's something I always recommend you guys reference in the event that you're ever feeling lost or confused about what you can do next. I know it can be a lot to really kick off a new career entirely, especially as an entrepreneur. So if you guys do have questions about like, what's the next thing I can do to really help my business? I just want to make sure I'm being purposeful with my time. That's a really great resource for you guys to reference, because it breaks it down week by week and just gives you ideas of like, hey, have you done this yet? If you've not, maybe now's a good time. Hey, have you guys done any cold calling yet? Maybe we start cold calling today. Have you written any golden letters? We'll do that. Have you gone to a Tech Tuesday? Let's do that. So it just kind of gives you just a general overview of different things that you can literally go through one by one and say, yep, I've done that. It's not a graded checklist. Nobody's going to hold your hand and make sure that everything was done on it. It is really just here if you need it. It is there just to give you some guidance in the event that you're feeling a little confused about what to do next, because it can be confusing, and that's all right. That's why we're here to help and make sure that you've got some sense of direction. In addition, these individuals will be checking in on you every couple of weeks or so, just to check in, see how you're doing. Carrie, I know, is very diligent with making phone calls to her partners. And she said she always makes the joke that if nobody calls her back, she knows that you guys are okay. So if you guys do have any questions, though, always feel free to call them back if you miss their call. They are here to talk to you and help you out. So another great resource. And collectively, those three are your three pillars of mentorship. As you scroll a little bit further, again, we are just still on that homepage. You will come across some frequently used websites and some helpful resources. However, again, much easier way to get to those than all of that scrolling. So I will share that with you as we move along here. But back to the top of the page, that was all our homepage. If you do bump one over in our tabs to the FAQ tab, this just kind of gives you an idea of what everyone does. So you might have seen our roles posted on the homepage, but maybe I have no idea what a market center administrator does, because why would you, honestly? So in the event that you don't know what that is or what that role entails, you'll be able to kind of look at some of these baseline questions. If you've got a question about a referral commission, if you hover over that tile, it will tell you to reach out to Lynn Davis and it'll show you her contact info. So it just kind of gives you an idea of who's responsible for what here on the leadership team, so that you can constantly be getting plugged in with the right people. I know that this obviously is only 10 tiles, so it does not cover every question you will have. So if you're not sure who to reach out to about anything, you are always welcome to reach out to me. I'm here to help direct your questions to the right people so that you can get the answer you're looking for. The next tab that I will actually focus on is we're going to jump one past the About tab here. We're going to go to the On-Demand Training tab. If you do go to the On-Demand Training tab, you will notice that it is going to be password protected. So the password, and I apologize, I don't have it written on the wall like I normally do. It's a capital B as in boy, lowercase AMC 350. So it stands for Ballantyne Area Market Center 350. So just to make it a little bit easier to remember, if you ever lose sight of that password or did not get a chance to write it down, I am here. Just email me. I will send it right to you. Super, super simple. But once you guys open up that on-demand training tab, if you click on this left-hand on-demand button, this will actually take you to our KW Ballantyne YouTube channel. So if you do miss a team meeting because, hey, I couldn't get out of work, there's no way, this is going to be a YouTube channel that's built up of all our recurring meetings. things. So this isn't going to be every training that we offer, unfortunately, and different things like our agent spotlight that we've got going on tomorrow afternoon, unfortunately, will not be posted here either. These are intended to be those recurring meetings. So if you miss an update of information, you'll be able to get that here. But we do post our Tech Tuesday classes. We post our team meetings. We post orientation, compliance orientation. We post a lot of great information on here. So in the event that you miss anything and you're like, oh my gosh, I know Sabre just did a North Carolina Forms updates class and I totally missed it. Oh no, what do I need to know? You guys can absolutely go back and reference that recording and still get all of that information. Again, this is something that I'm monitoring and constantly uploading to. So in the event that you guys see like, hey, I know Jules and Leah talked about a Facebook ads last week and I just don't see that on here, reach out to me because sometimes I do get behind on updating it. I try not to, but occasionally I may fall behind. But more so, I will say that love the AI. Guys, AI is great, except it also can be not so great. So YouTube sometimes their algorithm will tell me basically, hey, we think this violates a policy and it won't allow me to publish the recording, but I still have the recording. So in the event that you don't see something on this website that you're looking for, just email me because I still very well may have the recording. YouTube just didn't like it for some reason. So keep me in mind when you're looking for something specific on this website, but it's a great way for you guys to stay plugged into everything going on, even if you're dual career, or even if, you know what, I was on vacation. I didn't have a chance to catch team meeting. I was having fun at the beach and that's absolutely fine too. We want you to still have access to that information though. So I will close out of it so that you guys we will move on to the next YouTube channel, which will be a phenomenal tool for you as well. The next one is Command on Demand. So if you click on this right-hand button, it's going to take you to Scott Leroy's YouTube channel. So Scott Leroy Marketing has built up their entire YouTube channel. It's all about KW technology. So maybe, you know, the FAQs that you shared earlier about Command sounds great, Liz, but I'm really not great at reading through I want to see someone do it. This is your opportunity to see what a live training would be because they're going to be screen sharing with you. So you'll be able to see everything that they're doing and then replicate on your side. So they also have, not only do they have full length classes that they will publish on here with varying topics, but they also do have like some quick just tips like, hey, you know, this is a way to do something a little bit more efficient than you may already know. So you guys can watch something that's just a 10-minute video or you can watch something that's a full hour. So there's a lot of phenomenal content on here that varies in duration, but the idea being that no matter what, you guys have the opportunity to learn all of this technology on your schedule. So maybe again, I'm dual career right now. Maybe I do want to switch to full time, but for right now, it's not happening. That's absolutely fine. In the event that you guys are just trying to figure out, like, I want to know my technology, I just can never make it to a Tech Tuesday. This is a great way for you guys to get all that information, but at your own pace and on your schedule. So I highly recommend utilizing this to as much as you can, as much as you'd like to. Again, Jules and Leah will touch on a lot of this information face to face if you'd rather do a live class. But if you are going to have an event where, hey, I just couldn't make it, this is a great tool. And I also would say that for Scott Leroy Marketing, they do offer, what was it? I lost my train of thought, guys. I'm so sorry. It's gone now. It's definitely not coming back to me though. So I'm going to close out of this before I embarrass myself any further, but this is a tool to absolutely use as often as you'd like to. And that is something that I will say as an overarching is the resources are here at KW. We are all about training. We are all about helping you guys, supporting you guys, collaborating any way we can. It's really up to you guys on how much of it you need, how much of it you want to use, how much of it you're looking to explore. But it's all here for you whenever you do need it. It's just a matter of where you got to go to find it. But a little bit further down, just a little description here on Ignite. A lot of you guys are already familiar in the concept of what Ignite is, so I won't touch on that too much today. And again, you guys should have an email from me as well in the first couple of weeks that you're here detailing a little bit more about Ignite. But if you've got any questions, just reach out to me because I'm happy to share more. And then the next tab we will go to is our office resources tab. This one will also be password protected using the same password that we just shared. And I will reiterate that when we get there. But before you even click on it, if you just hover over the tab, you'll see here that we do have access to our advertising guidelines. So again, provisional brokers, if you guys are wondering like, hey, what needs to be on this flyer before I can promote it or before I can share it on Facebook, print it, pass it around in a neighborhood, you'll be able to reference the advertising guidelines. It's a PDF that you can open up and literally see like, what do I legally have to have on each of these things? So it's a great tool for you guys when trying to understand and make sure you've got all your ducks in a row, everything's done. We also have access to the do not call list. And the do not call list, I'm sure you guys have heard plenty about already. I know that's a big no-no. You don't want to call somebody that you shouldn't be calling by risk of fines. So if you guys want to know, hey, who's on that list? I need to figure out who's on it so I don't call them. There's step-by-step instructions on how you guys can get registered so you know who's on that list and who not to call. So we don't go to real estate jail and we also don't have to pay a ton of money. I will click into the tab now. For some reason, both of these do not want to translate up top so that you can click on them once you're within the tab. This is something that I try to show you guys just by hovering. But once you click into the tab, it's going to be, again, capital B, lowercase a, M, C, 350. And then you'll be able to get into the office resources tab. So on this left-hand side, I think everyone in this room is probably, maybe not everyone, but so if we're North Carolina licensed, we're going to go on this left-hand side here and we're going to hit get forms. So many of your forms, guys, will be available to you through DocuSign. If you're not seeing forms in your DocuSign, it's probably because you need to add your NERDS number to your DocuSign account and through the settings option. I personally couldn't tell you how to step-by-step do that, but I know Jules and Leah can. I know Lynn can, and I believe Jules and Leah even have a video on how to do it. So that's something to make sure that you're doing. If you don't see forms in DocuSign, don't panic right away. It's probably just because your NERDS number needs to be added. In the event that you guys did have forms at one point, and then all of a sudden I don't have forms, it may be because you might have missed a payment for your dues with the commission. So there's some easy like troubleshooting right there, but always go to Jules and Leah if you're noticing there's an issue. They're happy to assist you guys. Once you dive into this Google Drive folder, though, under the North Carolina Get Forms button, this will show you a lot of the KWB specific forms. So again, these aren't going to be all of our state contracts and forms. A lot of those will be through your DocuSign or even through Zip Forms, and that's through Matrix with Canopy. But if you guys are looking for like referral agreements, or I need our office's W-9, or hey, I actually need those disclosures about our partnerships, addendums, things like that, this is where you guys can find a lot of that information. So in the event that you are in your DocuSign, you're doing all your things, you've got all the right forms that you need to send off to your client, but oh crap, I can't find that disclosure. That's where you guys can then turn to KWB resources because a lot of it will be here as well. So between both either Zip Forms and DocuSign, and the KWB resources file folder, you guys should have just about everything that you possibly could need. If you can't find something on here that you're looking for, again, I always just recommend go back to your DocuSign, make sure it's not something that's available there. If we can't find something all in all, you're welcome to reach out to me and I'll try and kind of dig around for you. But I honestly would recommend go to your T group partner. They'll probably be able to tell you where they found the forms that you guys referenced in class that week. So just something to keep in mind. This is an existing resource for you guys. If you are South Carolina licensed or both, you'll find the same forms or the equivalent of the North Carolina, and this side of the web page, you'll just click Get South Carolina Forms. And then in the middle here, we do have office checklists. If you click the Get Checklist button, this again will take you to another Google Drive folder that Miss Sabra built up herself. And this is actually checklist overviews of each side of all the transactions that you could possibly have so that you guys have a sense of guidance throughout that process of what do I need? Because again, your first transaction, unfortunately, will not be muscle memory because it's your first time going through it. But if you click on any of these checklists, it will show you guys like, hey, okay, so what do I need? It's a new construction sale. Here's my North Carolina side. Here's my South Carolina. This is what I need to make sure I have done with my clients. Here's the timetable that I'm working with. It just kind of gives you an idea to make sure, hey, I got everything. I'm good to go. I didn't miss anything along the way that was important for this transaction. This is not something, again, that you're required to use by any stretch of the imagination. However, if this is what you need to give you that extra confidence boost going into that first deal, do it. This is here for you guys to use so that you guys can feel successful and confident and go in and just kill it. We're excited for you guys. We want to make sure you just have all the tools you need to be successful. But reference these as often as you'd like, whether it's just digitally or whether you want to print it off, you're welcome to print it off as well. A lot of great content here. Again, Sabra made these checklists herself based off of the transactions you can encounter, North Carolina or South Carolina. So we'll close out of that real quick. Again, that was just all these top buttons here. We do scroll down a little bit further. We do have a partnership with the CE shop. I'm going to click on the Find Classes button because it will take us to our dual branded website. And when we're on that dual branded website, You guys will notice that there's a lot of phenomenal stuff here. So one thing that's offered to us through the CE shop, through our partnership with them, is you guys have access to constant discounts. So if you guys are looking for post licensing, CE credit, anything like that, or maybe, hey, I've not gotten my South Carolina license, but I do want to, you guys can get pre-licensing for South Carolina. Any of the above is possible. And you'll be able to see a full like description here and comparison chart of what each package entails. You'll be able to see what the promo code can actually do for each of the payments of or the purchase price. And you'll be able to scroll even further. There's, again, similar to Scott Lord Marketing, there's a lot of great information on here. I'm just going to touch on a couple things because, again, I don't want to take up too much time going down a rabbit hole. But one thing that is unique to the CE shop is if you guys have, maybe I do want to get my South Carolina license. So let me think, what do I want to do? Do I want to do an in-person class? I don't necessarily have a ton of time. I've never done in self-paced learning, but I've heard good things about it, but I know that it's a hit or miss for people. In the event that you guys are dabbling with the idea of like what self-paced would look like for you specifically, CE Shop actually offers a free trial of self-paced learning. So they allow you to do this for one whole week and you guys can just test drive it and see how it goes. If you guys are successful with it, you loved it, hey, I can do this and that's how I want to go about it, you can immediately go ahead and commit to the whole session and they'll be able to go over payment information with you and then you'll be just enrolled with the rest of the program. But if you guys were like, oh God, that was bad, I should not be trusted with self-paced, hey, it happens. It's not for everybody. All you have to do is just walk away. It's done. There's no charge involved with that. It's a truly free trial where they are not going to ask you the credit card information up front, all the things. You guys will be able to walk away from it with no ding to your score or anything like that, and then go ahead and enroll in that in-person class that you think that you'd be better suited for. So just another opportunity that's available to you guys. And then the other thing I do like to share is under the Agent Essentials. Nope, they moved it. It used to be up there and they moved it and I was hoping they finally moved it back. But if you scroll to the very, very bottom then and you go under Agent Essentials, Hot Topics is what I was going to show you guys. So if you click on Hot Topics, this will actually open up a library of ebooks, podcasts, videos, and blogs. So if you guys are looking for not only content that you guys can learn from or be entertained by, but if you guys are like, hey, I just need something that I want to share to like social media, super quick and easy. I don't want to have to think. I just want to put something out there that's different from my normal. You guys can share these articles. You guys can share these videos. Just drop the link there. People can easily navigate to this website. It's a public facing page. So it's just another way for you guys to, one, keep an active social media page if that's your form of marketing that you prefer. And two, it's a phenomenal way for you guys just to diversify what you're sharing because there's a lot of value in that as well. It can help to direct new traffic to your page just by sharing something like this. So again, to keep it simple for you guys, if you're just looking like, hey, I just want to share a link and be done, this is a great way for you guys to do it. There's informative pieces in here about what the market is doing right now. There's also some funnier ones just to keep it lighthearted. I know Halloween, they do one about how to sell a haunted house. And then there was one about like DIY, but instead of DIY, it's DIY did I do this? And it's all these fails. So it's just really fun. And it can be different and something to share easily to your page. So I will close out of the CE shop for right now because we will kind of revisit the concept of it in a moment here. But if you scroll a little bit further down, we do have access to our floor plan. I will say that every time I come across this in orientation, I have never used the floor plan for anything and I work here every day. However, it's a very confusing layout on this office. So I'll give you that. If you guys think that printing off this floor plan and holding on to it and walking around with it is going to help you, do it. I'm here. Anything that we can do to help you guys, we are here for. So if you like a map, you want to be able to see like it does break down like where people are too. Like I'm looking for Jay White's office. It'll tell you like, here's Jay White's office. So it kind of helps a little bit with that. It's not every single independent agent is specified, but like those mega teams, it's a little easier to figure out. So reference that if you think it would be a great tool for you. And then a little bit lower behind that, we do actually have numbers to know. So, hey, Liz, I'm actually going to go get my South Carolina license right now, but I don't know what our firm license number is. This is where you guys can find a lot of that information. So it's right here. We also have our North Carolina firm license number, our Canopy ID for the office as well, our tax ID number if you guys ever need that. We also have the market center numbers on the left-hand side, Wi-Fi info. Lots of great content right here in just one small little spot. Obviously, if you guys do not remember where on the website this is, that's absolutely fine. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to your T group partner, to Sabra. we're happy to get you the numbers that you're looking for, especially if you need them for a form or contract application of any kind. We're here for it. But this is where you guys will find a lot of that information already shared. It's just at the very bottom of our office resources page. The next thing I will show you, just because we were talking about how easy it is to get to some information on here by going about it a slightly different way. If you click on Office Calendar, it does all the work for you. It takes you right to where you want to go. So I always recommend just click on the tab. You don't have to do all the scrolling. It'll take a second for it to load, but it will eventually get to where it needs to be, and you'll have immediate access to everything on our training calendar. The next thing here is our tech resources. I only really highlight a couple things here. The first is Marty Miller for Teams. So if you guys are like, hey, I do love the idea of just chunking things down. I don't want to be too overwhelmed because I've already got a lot on my plate, or maybe just technology in general, I find a little bit overwhelming. That's okay. It's a lot of us. So in the event that, hey, I do well when I pace things out at a smaller rate, Marty Miller for Teams is a great option for you guys. It is a YouTube channel, if you will. It's actually 66 separate videos, none of them more than 10 minutes, but it breaks down in 66 days. If you follow each video along, you will have completed your marketing profile. So it's a super easy way just to, again, chunk it down. Maybe I don't want to open that can of worms in one night and drive myself crazy trying to figure it out, but I'd love to watch a tutorial of someone doing something for 5 minutes. I'll do that on my side. And then the next day I'm going to do it again. That's a great way for you guys to chunk down the chunk down, making up your marketing profile. There's also access just to the Tech Tuesday calendar here. If you're like, I don't want to see everything on the calendar, I'm just trying to see maybe what the Tech Tuesdays look like for the next 10 weeks. You guys can click right here and it will take you just to their Tech Tuesday calendar. And you'll be able to see their overview for the next 10 weeks. And then you have another opportunity here to get connected to answers@kw.com. We also have the Pivot Shift Ahead call. That's something run by a gentleman named James Shaw. James Shaw is very big in the Keller Williams world. So if that's something that you guys are interested, you guys like kind of collaborative efforts, you like a little bit more like podcast or early morning, starting my morning off right. Pivot Shift Ahead, they meet every morning. I believe it's 8 a.m. to 8:30. So it's a very quick call, but they literally just talk about different strategies to navigate shifting markets. They talk to each other. It's agents from all over the country. So you guys can get connected with somebody in California might be talking about how they've had a lot of success with their golden letters, even in the market right now. And then you guys can literally hear, okay, so this is what they did for their golden letter. Okay. And then you guys can then kind of riff off of that and create something for yourselves here. So it gives you just a lot of great ideas of people who are having success in the shifting market. James Shaw himself has navigated through one successfully. So he has a lot to share as well. So if that's something that intrigues you guys, I highly recommend checking it out. It's a Facebook group that you guys will go into. It's a Facebook live call that they do in the mornings, but the Facebook group, I'm actually part of it. All you have to do is be part of KW. You can go ahead and click to join the group just by clicking on here. And once you guys are part of that group, I mean, people are sharing all the time, just like, hey, I just did this and this was amazing. I had a lot of success with it. It's just an awesome opportunity for you guys to get more ideas of what you can do to implement to your business. And then a little bit further down, we've got access to scholarly marketing, KW Command. But like I said, tons of great tools. Some of them we've already seen. It's just in a slightly more convenient spot. And some of them may be new to us. Under the helpful links here, we do have access to our ALC meeting minutes. So maybe you missed an ALC meeting minute where everyone got together and made big decisions for Valentine. And I know, they just had a conversation about like the transaction fee. I want to know what they decided on the transaction fee. You guys can reference our ALC meeting minutes even after the fact, because our ALC meeting minutes are not going to be, or ALC meetings are not going to be one of those recordings you guys can see. But if you're interested in the conversations they had, this is where you guys can reference the content and the conversations. The next piece below is the prayer request form, which is more just a talking piece for me, really just to say that we do very heavily consider you guys to be our family. So in the event that anything is ever going on in your lives that you would like to share with us so that we can better support you, please just let us know. It can be as simple as just shooting an email to me. It can be as simple as you guys shooting an email to Teresa, or hey, maybe just stopping by and telling Sue what's going on at the front desk. You know, we are here for you guys. We're here to support you guys. We are here to pray for you guys if we ever can. So please just keep us in mind when there are things going on. We are here to help support you however we can. And if you guys also believe in the power of prayer, but you're like, hey, I want this to be big. I want to get as much prayer power as I can. Tell us that, because we will share your story for you to the entire market center so that you guys can have as many people praying for you and get as much prayer power built up as you can. So just really keep us in mind. We are here to help you guys and support you. You are our family, and we want to do everything we can for you. And kind of adjacent, I guess, in concept is KW Perks. If you guys are welcoming yourself to the world of independent contracting for the first time and you don't have insurance, KW Perks exists. It actually, I will never remember who they partnered with as KW as a whole partnered with, but essentially it allows you to shop marketplace, but there's a discounted rate. On average, people are saving upwards of 10%. I always say 10 because I'm hesitant to say 20 in case I'm wrong. I know it's more than 10. I think it's more than 20, but I don't want to say that and be wrong. So do check out KW Perks. Even if you've got insurance now and you're happy with it, you never know if there's a better rate available. So it can't hurt to just plug in some information and figure that out. Something I do recommend checking out. Discount codes for real estate education. Woo woo. If you guys click on that, it will take you to somewhere else on our website. We do have discount codes. One through the CE shop, which we already talked about. And we also have 3 separate discount links that you guys can visit for different superior discounts. Sorry. CE shop fluctuates. I've seen it go anywhere from like 20% to like 45 to 50%. But superior is a constant 30% off. Not only is this something you guys can be using for yourself and your future education, but you guys can share this with others. This is a tool for you guys. Hey, my best friend's trying to get into real estate school. Share the codes. They don't even necessarily have to join our office for them to be able to enjoy the benefit of getting a discount. So share that, because also you never know who's going to say, I loved that. Like, Domingo really helped me out. I really want to join KWB now. And I want to, I'm going to name her as my sponsor. Anything like that. The opportunities and the possibilities are endless. It all can start somewhere small just by sharing a discount code. So use it for yourselves, use it for friends, loved ones, anybody that you meet. We are happy to share. A little bit further down, scheduling a conference room. This is going to be the easiest way to schedule a conference room instead of doing all that scrolling we did in the beginning. This is where you guys can go under helpful links, schedule a conference room. Super easy. A little bit further down, we have Think Like a CEO podcast. So again, if you're a podcast lover, that's one that really kind of surrounds the entrepreneurial mindset. It's Gary Keller and Jay Papazan. They talk about all the different things it means to be a business owner, what that entails, and they have conversations around it. I know they have a whole season of their podcast just dedicated to the financials. So if you guys are interested in making sure you're setting everything up right, hearing from some of the best in the literal business, that's a great one to get connected into. And then the last thing I really share under helpful links here is Outfront Magazine. So similar in concept to the hot topics that I showed you guys on the CE shop. If you're looking for something super simple, like, hey, I do know that social media marketing is going to be my thing. That's what I want to focus on. But I sometimes struggle because it's a rainy Thursday. I don't know what to say. I don't have anything under contract right now. Outfront Magazine does monthly publishments where they tell you something you can post every single day. I can't promise. I have not looked at it like in full. I can't promise it's just copy and paste it, but they'll at least give you an idea of something you can make a post about. So it's super, super simple, and it makes it so you literally could not have an inactive page because you always have something to reference to give you something to post. So you guys would have an active marketing page for all of the year just by using what they suggest, even if you did nothing yourself. So super great tool to reference anytime you guys are looking, especially if you are planning on having a heavy social media presence. Then, like I said earlier, this is quick access to our Facebook page right here. The last button I will show you on this web page is I need tech help. You need tech help if you want to just meet with Jules and Leah. I know as brand new agents, they do encourage you guys to meet with them. They're here to help you guys with those basics. They'll actually try to even set up like 3 separate weeks that you guys will meet together so that they can assist you with getting everything set up, because they'll do a lot of it for you, which is amazing. So if you guys have, hey, I just want the basics, or hey, I've got some questions out the gate, it's a super easy way to get connected with them. You guys can actually just drag and drop some time, 30 minutes with them. Super easy to book on their calendar. You can click on it, hit next. You'll type in your name, your email. You can even specify if you'd rather this be a conversation through Zoom, because maybe I can't make it to the office at that time, but I can meet. This is a great way for you to do that. And then there's also opportunity for you to specify what the meeting would be about so that they can prepare accordingly for it and have everything lined up and ready to go for you when you meet. So super, super simple. And like I said, even though you guys are brand new and maybe you haven't even opened Command yet, they are here to still help you guys. So please meet with them, get to know them. They're here to help, and they're phenomenal. And as you guys build up in your business, and maybe, you know what, I am ready to actually unload some of the stuff on my plate. I don't want to do my own social media anymore because it's great, but I just don't have time for it. They actually offer concierge marketing services. So you guys can leverage stuff through Jules and Leah. So if you guys wanted to later on, enroll in a marketing plan with them, it is money. So you guys will have to have conversations about what that looks like and what the marketing plans they offer are. But I know that they do one for social media. So they would literally be like, okay, cool. We'll do your social media post for the year. You don't have to worry about it. So it's super amazing that not only do they teach you guys how to use everything, but they also offer the opportunity to leverage it so that you guys don't have to do it anymore. So do become friends with them. They're awesome. They're really funny and really nice. Highly recommend getting to talk to them. But that really kind of covers everything that we were going to do on KWB resources today. There's one additional thing I'm going to show you guys today, and it's how to send an email blast to the entire office. Just another way to communicate at a high level with everyone all at once, save your time and energy, but also be effective at the same time. So I'm going to show you guys that in just a moment here because it is a separate website. But before I venture away from this website, does anybody have any questions about KWB specifically? KWB resources, I guess. No, none in the room. Does anybody online have a question? I'm going to take that as a no. If I'm wrong, shout it out. I'm here for you. But the next website I'm going to show you, and I promise this is brief, it's actually mykw.kw.com. mykw.kw.com. Easy to remember. The login when you get to that web page, it's immediately going to ask you to log in. Your login credentials for this page are the same login credentials you guys use to get into Command. So if you guys met with me to do a one-on-one when onboarding, it's those credentials that we created at the end of our sit down together. So I'm going to log in as myself real quick. Every time you have to refresh the page. If anyone's wondering, if you leave it like just that for too long, it doesn't want to let you log in even when you get your credentials right. So we're gonna try one more time. There we go. So once you guys are in mykw.com, there's again, tons of great stuff on here, but I'm going to show you one thing. And just because it's super quick and easy, and mainly because we were chatting as leadership not that long ago, and we realized that nobody really talked about how to do this. So I started doing it. So when you guys are in mykw.com, there's two ways you guys can get to what's known as the intranet. You guys can either click on it here in the center of the page, or you guys can click on it here at the bottom under quick links. I usually find myself clicking on the quick links one because sometimes that looks like it's not a button to me and I just skim right past it. So when you guys go to the intranet, you'll see that there is a library of all of these logged posts that people have done. You'll see some from me talking about upcoming trainings and events. You'll see some about different open houses agents are inviting you guys to. You'll see ones about different things that our vendor partners are trying to share. So please do look at the intranet. This is where you'll find a lot of communication streams. If you guys are trying to create your own post and you want to email blast it to everybody, it's super simple. You will click the add a post button. And then yours will be grayed out right here. I only have this because I'm on leadership. You will click the associate post. And then you even have channels that you can then kind of classify through just to make it one step easier. But you guys can click agent announcement. It's just kind of generalized. It's anything really that you want to share. But if you have something that classifies a little bit more closely to an open house or things like that, you're welcome to use those channels. Doesn't impact your ability to communicate with everybody though. When you click on agent announcement, it will ask you to create a post title. There is a character max on here of 100 characters, which still gives you a lot of wiggle room. You guys can immediately share a URL link right here. You can upload JPEG and PDF files. I believe it's just one file at a time. I have had some issues trying to upload multiple, but if you guys combine everything into one PDF using Adobe on your computer, still super easy to share multiple documents. You guys will also be required to create a post blurb. It doesn't have to be long, but there is a 190 character max here. So make sure that if it is a little lengthier, we kind of keep it short and sweet. However, maybe if I did not get to cover quite everything I really want to share, there's an option to add a full message here at the bottom. So you guys can then type freely as much as you need to get the point across of what you're trying to convey with everybody. So at that point in time, you guys could have had your title, your URL, your file upload, and your post blurb. You're ready to go. All you have to do is hit this publish post button. It will then log it in the library that we first looked at. So you'll be able to see your post up there until maybe too many have kind of come after you and then pushed it a little way. So it might not sit right there, but all somebody has to do is look up a keyword that was used in your post and they'll be able to still find it, even though it's maybe not showing on that front page. And within a matter of minutes, this will slowly make its way and be email blasted to everyone's inbox, including members of leadership. I see them all the time. That's part of how I can tell you when it's successful, is I can see them come through on my side. So just a great way for you guys to, again, communicate to everybody very easily, quick and simple, but you get everybody. So yeah, it's super, super simple. But I do want to make sure you guys have that, because again, Facebook is awesome. But sometimes if I'm posting like 4 things about a training, but you posted something about an open house, I might like push you down a little bit incidentally. I promise it's not on purpose. However, if you guys, again, need to communicate with everybody and maybe you just don't want to gamble on Facebook, pushing your post down too far over time, this is a great way to communicate with everyone very easily. Does anybody have any questions about this website? Online? Okay, take that as a no. But again, I am here for you guys. If any questions along the way, shoot them over to me via email, give me a phone call, stop by my office. I'm here to help, especially if you forget anything that we talked about today. I know it was a lot of information and I do talk fast and it felt probably like word vomit. So lots of things. What I would recommend, if you're like, I want to make sure I understood everything, at your convenience, go back through the website, see if you can follow along with what we did today and recall everything. If you realize you can't, just reach out to me and I'm here to help. The last thing I'm going to do, anyone online, if you do not have a key fob already, which is something I usually give you when we onboard, occasionally I forget though, so I apologize if I forgot. I do have key fobs available at my desk. So if you guys do not have one and you need one, let me know the next time you're in the office. I'm happy to get you one. Does anyone in the room not have a key fob and need one? Okay. I thought I got everyone one already, but I just wanted to clarify. If not, I have a little box here, so let me know. But other than that, thank you guys all so much for being here. I do appreciate you guys even just taking an hour out of your day to sit through orientation. It's not always the most fun and exciting training, but there's a lot of value, I think, in the information you guys learn from it. So thank you for being here. I will let you go back to your day and just keep me in mind if you guys have any questions. We're excited you're here, guys. Yay! You're welcome. All right. And